Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm glad you all made it. So I want to start by thanking you all for the feedback and to address a couple of the things that came up. So first, we know that the dining hall is very noisy and crowded. I can assure you it is not like that during the year. So we are investigating some other options, but they do tell us that Monday is the busiest day. So we will see what happens today. Second thing is some people suggested having more time to prepare for the activities, like knowing a little bit more about them ahead of time so you could read and prepare a little bit more. So for some of the other activities, we think that may be more helpful, and so we're going to try to figure out how to make that happen. And then the third thing, I forgot the third thing. There was a third thing. But we're working on it.
Yeah, whatever it is, we fixed it.
Yeah. We are working on it. Oh, I remember what it is. It was more time for you all to meet with each other. Longer breaks, more time, and we think that is great, and that will definitely happen much more throughout. Like that was the first day. There was a lot of things to do. So we're going to ask for feedback again at the end of the day today. We look forward to more feedback. And also, if you have any questions or logistical issues, definitely let us know. We'll try to get them sorted out. And with the, I'll get one. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Chris for collecting digital trace data.
Thanks, Matt. And welcome back, everybody.
No. Does it fit in here?
Today we're getting into the skills, the techniques. We face a big challenge though, which is the heterogeneity of our coding skills here today. And we thought long and hard about this. Do we teach towards the lowest common denominator? Do we try to find some kind of middle point? We're going to try to do the latter, but because of our heterogeneity and our skill set, some days like today, where we're going to be principally talking about collecting data from online sources, APIs, we're going to get into what I hope will be a really interesting new topic, which is building apps. But we're going to go over the morning. For those of you who have a really strong CS background or coding background, it might be a little bit redundant. That said, those of you who are experts in survey analysis or mass collaboration, things are going to look a lot different that day. So bear with us. We also took to heart your feedback, and we're putting more time for group exercises. That was the consensus in the comments. It wasn't a universal consensus, but it was near universal. And again, we think that's going to give you another mechanism to have those informal conversations that we think are going to be really key to the success of the event. Let me just say a few things to the people following along online. First of all, sorry for all the technical difficulties yesterday. We've learned, if you could share this information with other folks, that the live stream does not work in Chrome. We recommend Firefox or Safari. And also, if the live stream is paused, you have to refresh the screen in order to reload the live stream after it gets paused. So let's just go over the agenda for the day here. First, we're going to have a very brief discussion about digital trace data. What is it? What are its strengths and weaknesses? We're going to build on chapter 3 of Matt's book. I'm going to add on some additional points, and we'll go through some kind of worked examples of strengths and weaknesses. Then we'll get into more concrete skills. We're going to pretty briefly go through screen scraping because I pretty firmly believe it's of limited utility these days for a variety of reasons. We're going to talk briefly about browser automation, though, and crowdsourced screen scraping, which are interesting alternatives. Then we'll take a coffee break. We're going to then get into application programming interfaces. We're going to work through getting your credentials and some worked examples for collecting data from Facebook and Twitter. And then the last hour, and if we go quickly, we may spend a little more than an hour on this. We're going to talk about building apps for social science research, which is a new kind of hybrid approach that I think gives us some interesting advantages over more conventional digital trace data. Then we'll have a not noisy lunch. and we will reconvene. Sorry, the schedule is a little bit off here. It should say group exercise 1 to 3:30, then group presentations 3:30 to 4. We're going to have a similar kind of presentation format. And then we're really overjoyed to have with us today Gary King, who's a university professor at Harvard, made seminal contributions to our field, not only at the level of infrastructure, but also concrete skills like text analysis. And he has offered to give us a really far-ranging lecture where he's going to cover 21 topics. But mostly, in all seriousness, he said he's going to briefly describe the 21 topics he could talk about, and then you all are encouraged to ask him any questions about any of those topics. Gary hopefully will also make it to the end of the group exercise or the group presentations as well. So he may be able to build on some of our ongoing conversations, which would be really nice. Any questions about the agenda, housekeeping, logistics? Yeah.
So just to clarify, when does break end and group exercise start?
So there's the break. You can take your own break in the afternoon. Sorry, we were doing a lot of last minute shuffling around. We had lectures planned in the afternoon, but I think we learned yesterday that a little more time is advantageous, particularly because, again, the group exercises you'll see today is designed to help get the juices flowing for the group project. It's intentionally pretty open, and so we're hoping that you spend a lot of time having broader discussions about what is good data, what is bad data, how can we solve the problems with bad data, how can we take advantages of good data, and then, of course, the ever-present challenge of linking that to good research questions. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay.